AM 560. The Answer.
See, now this is talent. You hear him? Quirky bastard, huh? Talented, though. Talented. You know what's not talent to me? And I'm dead serious when I say this to you. The absence of talent, I think, is Robert De Niro. He's playing the same fracking guy every time, just different costumes. And what a letdown when you see him or you hear him talk when he's not repeating words that were written by somebody else. To know in the twilight of his existence, he's just a moron.
I choke on that phrase, we all love our country. Because our country isn't so lovable right now.
Let me explain it to you, I almost swore. But I didn't swear, Squirrel. No need to hit the button. You fracking moron. Let me explain something to you, stupid. The principle is what the country is. You can love it no matter which corrupt scum stole an office to get there, like that moron Joe Biden, soiling his fracking trousers, stealing hundreds of millions of dollars in policy. Or that simpleton bust-out, married to that Bigfoot broad from Chicago. You still can love the country, even though for a time it has an infection of corruption known as a Democrat president. You can still love it. But what you do is you expose yourself. This is why I never, ever buy it. That phony patriotism of a communist or a socialist or a Marxist. You cannot be a socialist and love America. You cannot be a communist or a Marxist. In fact, you cannot be a thieving, low-life scumbag and love America, which means it's impossible for a Democrat to be a patriot. How's that for a bold statement? I base it on this, you stupid fraud.
I choke on that phrase, we all love our country. Because our country isn't so lovable right now. In the current climate, declaring love for our country is like an abused spouse professing love for their abuser.
So you mean like you, when you pretended to be a New Yorker, you're proud, but you knew New York was a mafia state. You knew the five families, you knew guy. In fact, that's what you used as your inspiration to not only make tens of millions of dollars, but build a career of imitating scumbags and thieves, right? It's brilliant when you see the lack of knowledge and character and reason. This is why when it comes to loving America and explaining the difference, I prefer oftentimes somebody with an accent who understands the Enlightenment, unlike some $2 whore actor, which I can get if I pay. I can get that scumbag to say anything. You'll say anything, won't you, De Niro? You simpleton.
The early French socialists were essentially totalitarians. That Hitler, no less than Lenin or Marx even, drew on what was in its consequences a totalitarian conception of government, improved only by the idea that we are going to do it in the service of some idea of social justice, but that they would be bound to use the same compulsory methods, essentially to be restricting and diminishing individual freedom, always in the service of a very good purpose, of course, not in the service of a particular group. But that basically there was no difference between socialism and fascism.
See, Hayek knew that, even though it's hard to find recordings. But listen to the words he was using 70, 80, 90 years ago. These are the words you hear now about government control, government fascism. And by the way, did De Niro love the government when it forced vaccines, when it forced people to shut down? Sure he did. You know why? He's a simpleton, a moron fraud. Here's $50. Now say yabba dabba do, you stupid son of a dog. John Piatone.
Well, it's $10, John. I don't like to expose myself anymore.
All right.
But I'm feeling like my second thing I wanted to talk about should be moved to the front. And the word for him, for De Niro, is something you and I know, stunad.
Yes, or disgraziado. Remember, that was a big one.
Yeah,
where,
well, okay.
Where
right.
the Italian slang from Melrose Park. You're a frickin' disgrace. You know, that's what they are. They are disgraces. I remember my grandfather, if there would be an Italian, or my grandmother, an Italian Scumbag or the disgraziado. Disgrace. Didn't even want to see him. That's exactly how I feel about every Democrat. They are a disgrace to my country. You're an asset? You disgrace. Ugh.
So I am pretty active on Facebook on insulting Democrats, but I don't call them Democrats, and you shouldn't either. The new word is demotard.
Oh, it's offensive and titillating.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
It's got kind of a grab, doesn't it?
It's got a little something.
Demotards.
It's got a little something.
I'm telling you.
It's got a little
Sean,
Paul Pelosi, little hammer in the trousers. Sure.
It spins them up. And lastly, I am that former police officer that will not call the police.
No, of course not. Come on, you loved guys like me.
Come on.
You loved guys like me. What happened here? Nothing. By the way, could you do me a favor? I can't find where that Speck is buried. Will you? I want to dig him up and throw him on the street. Could you figure out where he is, Richard Speck? We're digging that son of a pig up, and I'm going to throw him right on the frickin' street where he belongs. Boy, oh boy. Thank you.
I'll look.
How about what he
See you
did?
later.
How about what he did to the nurses?
Oh.
How about what he did to the nurses?
I don't know.
Living with his boyfriend with the implants. You can't throw him in a dirty. You throw him on Mannheim Road. It's too good for him. Thank you very much, John. Boy, I can't stand this scourge, huh? This scum. Ugh. And when you realize the kind of people they are, thieves pretending to be representatives.
That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm.
You mean like Chicago? You mean like Chicago and Cook County? You mean like everywhere there's a Democrat? Just the punchline. Sea to shining sea, New York, New Jersey. You know what it's like.
Hey, fellow New Yorkers. I'm here in the snow. And listen to this. So Mamdani here in New York, he wants us to shovel. And he'll
Something tells me this guy ain't a good shoveler. I don't think that's his skill. I could be wrong.
pay you up to $29 an hour, okay? Listen to this. So they want you to have 2 forms of ID, including your Social Security. Funny, huh?
Well, the good news is there's at least 9 million illegal aliens that can give you that Social Security number. You know why? And the thieving Democrats gave it to them.
New information released from DHS has revealed that more than 9 million illegal migrants have been issued Social Security numbers since 2021. Of those, 6,000 were on the terrorist watch list. The Biden administration claimed they were issued as part of lawful work authorizations for vetted migrants. But critics point to the thousands on the terror watch list as evidence that no one was vetted at all. This surge stems from Biden executive actions that expanded parole programs, asylum approvals, and temporary protected status, or TPS, allowing millions of illegal migrants to apply for employment authorization documents. Once approved, the illegal migrants then got their Social Security numbers. Here are some facts.
This morning, there are new warnings on the impact. California's Medicaid system in crisis, with Governor Gavin Newsom recently asking for not 1, but 2 emergency loans totaling more than $6 billion.
Hey, De Niro, you proud of that? Hey, moron. You know what? De Niro's not really an actor. Let's go to a real actor, gangster.
I will cripple you, and you have no idea what that means. Nobody does.
Give him the Oscar. He's a good fella. What a joke. What do you think? Can't think. Other people do the talking for him. You want to talk to a gangster? You go to an elected Chicago politician, whether they have a 3-piece set in their trousers or not.
Now at 6, the company behind the delays in your property taxes and refunds now says it refuses to work with Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas.
Tyler Technologies is accusing Pappas of using foul language and bullying their team.
CBS.
Oh, she's a good fella. I like it. And what are you doing? What are you doing, Pappas, in the costume? You're just trying to cover up the fact that crooked Democrats before you arranged this skullduggery and scandal. Hundreds of millions stolen.
New Chicago investigator Tara Molina is live in our newsroom. Tara, you brought that letter to Pappas, who had a lot to say.
That's right, Erica and Joe. Treasurer Maria Pappas says this is what's behind the letter. About $200 million still owed in refunds by the county. Money she tells me she reached the technology company about Friday because she says issues with their system won't allow the county to cut checks for thousands of people. I asked her about the way she's quoted in this letter, and she's not backing down. 9 pages sent to the Cook County Board by Tyler Technologies describing attacks made by Treasurer Maria Pappas, detailing why they say their team will no longer work directly with Pappas.
What are you guys, sensitive? Why is Pappas deciding to get something for the hundreds of millions that have been stolen from the Cook County's taxpayer? Tell you what, I love the selective outrage by the Democrats, Scourge. I really do. Chris, Wisconsin.
Yes, sir. John, really quick. Last night, this is what I believe, that the Democrats did not show up because they knew they were going to now get scolded. They were going to make made to be look like fools. And when they walked out, they ran with their tails between their legs.
It was great, exposing them for what they are. And the beauty is, right to their faces. That's the beauty of it. That's how you have to do it. You see, because they're not really politicians. They're thieves.
We don't have the luxury to just listening to the president speak in abstract. When I heard his words and as we listened to his rhetoric, many of these words are just ramblings and incoherent phrases of nothing.
You mean like your campaign or your governing after you won? 312-642-5600.
This is the Sean Thompson Show, where Democrats are always wrong, Republicans are seldom right, and politicians are never, ever to be trusted. On AM 560, The Answer.